polynomials. Now earlier when we had multiplication and division of rational numbers, we took anything that was a fraction and we were dividing by a fraction, we just multiplied by the reciprocal. In this case you're actually going to divide, and actually we're going to go back to a log division. You can see the second problem I'm going to do doesn't even have any polynomials involved. Now when you have a trinomial divided by a binomial, what the setup is you take each one of the terms and you divide it by 3x. Make sure you keep your signs. Now the big key here is going to be exponent rules more than anything else, because most of the numbers in this problem here and will be pretty easy to do. So we have basically set up three small divisions. So we got 9x squared divided by 3x, and so what we end up with there is 3x. We have 12x divided by 3x, and we end up with 4, because again, exponent rules, the x's will cancel. Now here's where the exponent rules really come in. 3 divided by 18 is 6. Well, the x is on the bottom and there's nothing to match it on top. You could write it as negative 6x to the negative first. We'll keep it as a positive exponent and just keep it as minus 6 over x. Now I'm going to show you a long division, because when we get to a binomial divided by a, or when we get trinomial divided by a binomial, we're going to have to use long division. Alright, so for 453 divided by 18. Alright, now I'm going to put 0 in there like that. Long division, basically, we're going to see 18 goes into 45, it goes in there twice. Okay, and we get 36, and we got to subtract there. We're always, and we get 93. 18 goes in there 5 times. Now we're going to end up with a remainder here. You could keep going and you're going to get a decimal. 5 times 18 is 90. So we end up with 3 here. Now we could keep going. We're just going to write the 3 down here. We could keep going, but now you just got to do this. You go 25, alright, and you take 3 over 18 and you reduce that and you get 25 and 1/6. Now if you would have kept going, you would have ended up getting with 1 divided by 6's, which is 1/6 repeating. Alright, so again, if you would have kept going with that, or using a calculator, but long division, that's a reminder of what long division is. The key is this remainder, because you're going to do the same thing over here when we do 3x squared plus 7x minus 12 divided by the binomial x plus 3. So let's set this up. Similar type thing. We're going to go 3x squared, alright, plus 7x minus 12 divided by x plus 3. Now, just like we had done there, you got to do place value. Here, we had to go in 2 because 18 wouldn't go into 4, it would go into 45. Now, so we're going to take x plus 3 and we're going to divide it into 3x squared, and we're going to divide it into 7x. Now, what you got to remember is what times x is going to get us 3. We want to try to eliminate this term. So, what times x is going to get us 3x squared? Alright, and you know it would be 3, so I'm going to put 3 here. And 3 times x is just 3x. But if I put 3x here, 3x times x is going to get me 3x squared. Alright, and then 3x times 3 is going to get me plus 9x. Now here's the key. We're subtracting, so we got to take the opposite of both these. So it's really going to be a negative 3 and a negative 9x. So we end up with a 0 here. We have a positive 7x, and we have a negative 9x, which is going to make it a negative 2x. And now we bring down the minus 12. Alright, now again, x, we got to get rid of the negative 2x, and we always just want to, so basically I'm going to have to subtract, alright, 2. If I subtract 2, 2 times x is a negative 2 is a negative 2x. Negative 2 times 3 is a negative 6. Now again, this is the tricky part of it. We got to take the opposite. The reason why we want these two to match, because we're going to subtract here. So we got to take the opposite of both these. So it ends up being a plus 2 and a plus 6. So again, this becomes 0. Our final value here is a negative 6. That's our remainder. Now here's how you write the remainder. Alright, we got 3x minus 2 is the first part of our polynomial, and then this is a negative, so it's going to be minus And let me rewrite that there. It's going to be minus, oops, I'll go back here. So we got 3x minus 2 minus 6, all right, over x plus 3, which is the divisor. All right, so that's how you do division, all right, of polynomials. Again, similar to long division. The key is, as you're going through these, is you look at the first term. What can I multiply times this variable that's here, whatever's the first term, to eliminate this? And again, it has to start off being the opposite of it. All right. So that when you subtract, okay, right, it ends up being the opposite of it. So it needs to be the same, so that when you subtract, it ends up being the opposite. So that's how you do division of polynomials.